They were getting a lot of clients, but they were simply overworking themselves. Fast forward till today, they have so much hours on their hands. I want to tell you a story about a real estate team client of ours who just a few months ago was working late hours, not getting time they wanted with their family. They were getting a lot of clients, but they were simply overworking themselves. Fast forward till today, they have so much hours on their hands to really service their clients exactly how they want to, and their business is flourishing with a virtual assistant. In this video, I'll tell you guys what type of virtual assistant we connected them with, what type of work they're handing over to that virtual assistant, and how this framework that they're using and having a lot of success with is working for a lot of our other clients and could also work for you. So be sure to stay till the end. I'll give you all of the tips and tricks as well as a little few bonuses down in the description below. Let's talk about the backstory here. I met with this real estate team actually 6 months ago. We've been in conversation for quite a while. It just wasn't time for them to bring on a virtual assistant when we initially started talking, but we kept communication. We kept having that back and forth and kind of meeting on a regular basis to really identify when the right time was for them to bring on this virtual assistant. Of course, they were a bit nervous jumping into the world of bringing on a team member or a remote team member into their environment, but as we were working through, we really got them set up to a point where they really did feel comfortable with it, with our proven framework. So I'll talk about our proven framework in another video coming up here pretty soon, so be sure to subscribe to this channel. We talk about everything virtual assistant, but not just that. We talk about everything efficiency in your business and how you can increase that efficiency and run the business that you always wanted, where you're not working in it, but you're working on the business. Once we gotten this proven system set in place within our clients, it was time for them to get their virtual assistant. They are doing great. They are doing a lot of transactions. They are growing. They are servicing their clients. But what really initially got them speaking with me is they felt like they were always a little bit behind. They knew all of the things that they wanted to do, but they were too busy servicing their clients, right? Which is a fantastic problem to have. But what that kind of snowballs into is kind of the lack of then getting that next client, kind of getting that consistency going of how they want to service their database. They felt like their CRM was getting messy. They felt like they weren't communicating with their past clients as much as they wanted. They weren't hosting those parties because they didn't have time to essentially plan them and get them ready for their clients. They also didn't have time to create a newsletter to send out every single Friday or stay on top of that social media marketing that they wanted to do, simply because they were too busy. Again, this is like amazing problem to have. So if you have this problem, I can tell you right away, you need someone to help you. You need a virtual assistant like yesterday to take over these issues, I guess you can say, because there is a better life on the backside of getting a virtual assistant. So they felt like they were stuck. Right? They were stuck in really good success, but they needed to free up that time to do exactly what they needed to do. Going back a few months ago, of course, we were chatting over this whole time. We ended up finding them the best virtual assistant. And this is the one thing, the number one thing that I want you to remember is, what type of virtual assistant do you need, or did they need in their business? So they essentially needed a Swiss Army knife, right? A do everything that they know they need to do type person. Someone who can handle the admin, handle the CRM, but still have marketing experience to do a lot of the social media marketing, the editing, the posting, the description, as well as really creating a newsletter and kind of filtering into that Swiss Army knife role. This is the person that we found for them. And what's really important is number two is don't throw everything at once to your virtual assistant, right? Don't get them drinking from the fire hose right off the gate. This is really important, is we structured it in a way of, okay, what exactly do you need to be handled? What could we take off of your plate right now? Relieve a lot of stress from your life, get rid of a lot of anxiety, but also give you that time back. What we thought about is, okay, they're handling a lot of transactions, and in that transactions, they do have a TC, a transaction coordinator, who they are working with, who they're going to continue working with. But there's a lot of pieces that your transaction coordinator won't be doing. So they notice this, and this is all based on communication with the clients during that buying phase and during that selling phase. So the virtual assistant essentially stepped in as kind of the overarching eyes and voice for the team when working with the client. What we created together with the virtual assistant is the perfect way to service every single client, because I want every single one of their clients to get the best. That's our goal, right? And the way that we can do that is, let's figure out what is the best way to service your clients, and now let's systematize it and have personal touches throughout. So then when you get a new client in, you connect with your virtual assistant. Hey, we have a new buyer. They're looking for X, Y, and Z. We have a handover form for this virtual assistant to then go in and do. And you know exactly what they're doing, and they know exactly when you need to step in as that expertise and as that business owner to really have that still high level quality touch when nurturing and working in that relationship. What we did is we actually mimicked and wrote out exactly how they want the best transaction to be. And from there, we started offloading, hey, virtual assistant, you can do this. Hey, I need to do this. I need to make this phone call, but you can send this email to let them know what coming soon to the market really means. What this really allowed to do is, one, the virtual assistants started taking over a lot of different things and really ensuring that all of their clients are getting serviced the best way that we could think of in the way that they wanted to service their clients. But then also it gave the team and kind of the agent themselves throughout the whole entire transaction. So they are still the expert. They're still giving their expertise throughout the transaction, having that relationship building, but they're not doing everything else on the back end, which they don't need to use their time on. So that was the first project we worked through. They have saved so much time, and now we're continuously working on other things that we need to offload to this virtual assistant. One of it is marketing for open houses, marketing for just listed, just sold, new buyer, and all of these different things, as well as editing their reels for social media. So we come up with what's the next step, and then we systematize it with what the process really needs to look like. And from here, the virtual assistant then starts taking it over. So now they have their ideal way to service their clients on the sell side, on the buy side, listing and buying, and now they're looking to automate and have a virtual assistant. The same virtual assistant, actually, she also has experience in marketing, to start taking over that marketing. What we're really setting ourselves up for success is, we have a trigger, we have a process, and we have an expected result. And within that process, we have specific outlined items for specific people to do, virtual assistant or the agent themselves. Everyone knows the full process, everyone knows what they're responsible for, and all of their clients are getting serviced the same way. Let's kind of summarize it all into the 3 key takeaways for this team, and potentially for you moving forward as you're considering bringing on a virtual assistant. Number 1, you don't need to be completely ready. You don't need to have all of the SOPs figured out, have everything ready for the virtual assistant, have the ideal client way to service your client process built out. Your virtual assistant, and the way that I like to do it, is will do this with you. Not for you, but with you, because we need to be working together. Who's going to be responsible for what? How do you want to service the client? And build a whole SOP around this. So don't be scared. Bring on that virtual assistant a little bit sooner than you think, because you're training and building the virtual assistant up as you're working through these things. Number 2, use our proven framework and have a consultation with me. I'll gladly share this with you so you can kind of get ready to ensure that you know what's going on. Virtual assistant knows what's going on, so you can really build that trust and really understand the holistic approach to all of this. Now you're not anxiously sitting there, oh, will that email be sent out? Will it be worded properly? No, you've built the ideal way of servicing your clients, the ideal way of doing marketing, the ideal way of handling your books, your bookkeeping, for example, really anything. You create the ideal process, and then you know exactly what's being done and who's being responsible for each of those processes. Number 3 is your virtual assistant can do so much more than just handle small tasks. Really think about this. If you're using a virtual assistant or leveraging your time with a virtual assistant to just do small tasks for you, send it over, and then you do the rest, you're doing it wrong. Your virtual assistant, if you work with us, is a highly capable, skilled expert specialist in their field. So they know what type of marketing to do. They know how to do market research, competitor analysis, really look at the algorithm and look at the trends. So enable your virtual assistant to do this. Build out full processes and full systems for your virtual assistant to completely take over eventually. That's the goal. But at least take 80% of the work and have you step in when your expertise and when your voice is really needed in those processes. And then as we go along there, we're gonna have stop safes throughout there where we're gonna review work together, give feedback, and really smoothen out that process and that engine. So if you are considering bringing on a virtual assistant, I would highly suggest subscribe to this channel. I talk about all of the things that me and my clients are working through, the best things that you can do to get ready for a virtual assistant when you have a virtual assistant, but then also just your business as a whole too, how to become the most efficient and the best business owner that you can be. So subscribe, and if you're ready to bring on a virtual assistant, or if you just had a little thought about it and want to talk through your specific situation with me, I would gladly go down to the link in the description below, book a quick strategy session with me. There is no selling, no commitment, no anything. We're here just to chat together to really see if you are ready for a virtual assistant, and if you are, how that would look for your business and what I would recommend offloading off your plate right off the bat. So I hope this video helped. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. I don't know if YouTube's gonna suggest something up here, but click that. It's probably for you, and I'll see you soon.